Ladies and gentlemen, this is beautiful Jasmine. Jasmine is a daughter of a friend of mine, Patrick. Jasmine is a model, Jasmine is a musician, and Jasmine wears a beautiful dress done by one of our designers. And
Yes.
let's hear what Jasmine will share with us today.
Oh, thank you. So I'm wearing House of Ty. She's an amazing designer. She styles me for red carpets, shows, TV premieres. She does it all. So she's a part of the Glam Squad, and also Secure
Nice.
the Lace. She does my hair, my makeup. She
Is
does
that a
like-
different, same designer?
It's
that,
a different designer. She's a
okay.
celebrity hairstylist. She does all my
Okay.
hair, makeup, everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
So look, we're gonna put her maybe a website on
Oh, of course.
subtitles.
Of course.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your music.
Well, I'm working on an EP. It's 6 songs, and the EP really represents being a strong woman, being confident, knowing who you are, and it's okay to make mistakes, and life is all about growth, and it's more of an empowerment. It's like we get so much strength from our pain, so that's what it's really about. It was a transition going through this EP. Like, I started at a very crazy spot in my life, and from there I grew to a woman. I've been working on it for 3 years. All the music is written by me. I worked with the producers.
Who done the beats?
We did all instruments. It's all live instruments. We're working on. We got kids from. We seen.
Do you have the
kids.
copyright for the?
Yes, I got the copyrights.
Wow.
I own my masters, royalties.
So
Everything is under my production company, Metavia Productions.
So
So-
hopefully we'll shoot before we're done
of
here. We'll shoot
course.
some
Yes,
of your music videos here today.
that would be good.
Let's see. What do you do specifically to attract folks like Omar to work with you?
Well, I've been modeling and doing music since I was 5 years old. I've been doing it for a very long time. I started in Carnegie Hall. I used to perform in Carnegie Hall. I did, cover girl stuff when I was really young, and I'm 20 years old now. And so I've been doing it since a really young age. So everyone I worked with.
Having a talented father and a
Yes,
talented
my
mother
dad has worked with everyone
helps.
from Little Kim to Biggie to with the mayor to Barclays Center. So he has inspired me and motivated me in such ways. I have a support system that goes beyond just doing this myself. My team definitely helps me.
Okay.
And yeah, it's
But
everyone.
what do you do specifically? I understand you come from a very talented, powerful family who have a full footprint in the fashion world and music and stuff. But what do you do? Like, just being born, having those connections, still, once you go on Instagram, people don't know that
Yeah.
you have that kind of
I
family,
think-
and you're still so popular. You have that following. What's,
Well, I got a lot of my following through my work. So I'm a workaholic. Like, me and her designed this dress literally last night. Everything is like I submit myself to hundreds of casting calls, and I just put in work. I worked really hard to get where I'm at, and I've been blessed with opportunities because
other models don't have guys like Omar sending them castings. You got Omar.
no, but it's not even that. My work
How you get
ethic got me where I'm at. So I
Okay.
started the same way, like the other model said, Model Mayhem. I started all that, but I took my resources, not even through my parents, because everything I have.
Do you have discipline? What do you do specifically?
Oh,
that
definitely
others don't
discipline.
have?
I meditate. I focus. I have a diet. I hang out with a certain amount of people. All I do is work. I don't date. I don't go out. I barely party. I don't really party. All I do is work. This is my life, So I put every fiber of my being to be here. I grow because I work with. It doesn't matter who you are. If you have something I can add to me, and I have something I can add to you, we use that to create a project. We use that to create art. And when you're working with people who have the passion and love and hard work that you have, you're destined to grow, and you're destined to be who reach your full potential.
Okay. Let's see. How the designers find you? How do you choose designers? You're beautiful, so you can
Thank you.
work with so many. What's the
I work
criteria
with
to
so
design?
many designers from all over. So a few designers find me through Instagram. Like, I did Yeezy season with Kanye West, and they found me through Instagram. So it's through Instagram.
There are many designers approach you, right?
Yeah, they
How do
approach
you?
me.
My question is, you pick this one over this one, either because this one offer 500 and this one offer 10,000,
Well,
or
yeah,
it goes like you look at the style, you look if it's fits
well, it's
you.
more about the brand. It's not about the payment it's more about the brand. You have to work with people.
What's about the brand has to be there.
It's because if you're coming into this industry or whatever line of work you do and you're seeing it as money, it defeats you from where you're trying to be. Like, I do this even if I wasn't getting paid, because this is my passion. I love making music. I love telling stories through my music, and I just happen to be good at what I do, and I'm talented that they pay me for what I love to do. So when people like this reach out to me, yeah, the money's so important because I put in so much work and effort into what I do, but it's also about how can this company help me with my brand? How am I going to grow? Or does this look like where I'm trying to go? Is this something that's benefiting me as much as I'm benefiting them? So it was all about growing. It's all about, moving forward. And
let's talk about music a little.
Okay.
A lot of people write music.
Right.
A lot of people think they're talented. What distinguishes you? Number of people that follow you, or you have it in your heart that you think you're talented, or you have classical education. What depicts you as the musician?
Well, it's because I've been studying music theory. Nowadays, people don't even study music theory. I've been studying music theory since I was a little girl. I know music notes. I know the breakdown of music notes. I know the formation of music notes. I know, I play instruments.
Does it help to have a talented father?
Yes, it do. But I also study
those things that he can teach you. It doesn't come in classroom.
But honestly, my dad made me work for everything. So I when I was 13 and when my friends was partying, and 15 years old when my friends was partying and doing drugs or going out, I had to go to piano lessons. And when I was very young, it was like I found something I just love to do, and it just like when everybody.
What did he do specifically to make you love?
It's something that just happened.
My daughter hates her classes. She goes a couple of weeks and done.
I don't know. It's just, I guess everybody has their thing. Like, you love designing dresses, that's your thing. When you find something you love to do, it's not work. Like, it doesn't feel like I have to do this. You want to do it. You it's like something that's in you
If you do it professionally and you do it day by day, any passion at some point, if you're a doctor and you love helping people, but you do it for 20, 30 years, it becomes still work.
No, I disagree with you, because like I've been doing this for a very long time.
Creative part is very little part. There is a lot more.
I know, but it's like this is what makes me happy. When you find something that truly makes you happy, even if you have to put in work, even when I lose sleep and I'm like losing weight, my weight is going up and down, and I'm starting to stress out or break out. Just because I'm doing this, at the end of the finished product, when I'm in Elle magazine, it's worth it. When I'm on the big stage at Madison Square Garden, it's worth it. It's because like the hard work is the part of loving what you do, so all those long hours you might be exhausted, but you appreciate it, because when the finished product is done, it's like it was worth it. So it's not real work, and I'm pretty sure anybody who loves what they do understands.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have some ideas for Jasmine, you want to book her as a model,
yes.
You can read the subtitles, and you can write to us the comments. Hopefully maybe we'll make Jasmine come back again and again, and she might be able to answer your questions next time. So if you want to have a respond to your question, that's the possibility to have a little bit, or you can follow her on Instagram.
Yes, Jasmine Metivier, you can follow me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this beautiful lady not only agreed to wear my wedding dress collection, Glow in Dark Fashion, that we had at the Elle magazine production last month, but also is a fitness instructor and knows quite a bit of fitness. As you know, I produce a Fitness Girl calendar, and I produce Confined Spaces fitness routine. You have your own production. Tell us about you, who you are, what you do, and hopefully maybe we will give you some good advice about the fitness.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me. I'm Adriana Albritton, and I have a blog. It's called www.fitnall.com, Firano, in which I talk about fitness. I also talk about nutrition and also about mindset, because it's not only important to exercise and have a good diet, but also to have the right mindset as to have goals and vision, like that you can accomplish all your goals.
Yes.
Yes.
So how many followers you have, subscribers to your blog?
How many subscribers?
Yes.
I think just around 800.
Okay. So and how long do you do your blog?
How long I've been doing it?
Yes,
Like a year,
like a year. How often do you post?
once a week.
Once a week.
Once a week.
How long does it take you to write one post?
I earn a few hours. Let's say 1 week I'll do like a writing post, and another week I'll do an exercise. So basically, I rotate and I do different exercises. 1 week will be for the arms, another week for the legs.
Is it a visual blog?
Yes.
So you do the video and the sound, or
Yeah. So I have, in the video ones, the exercise ones, I have I show how to perform the exercise.
Okay.
And then the other week is just writing, where I write about nutrition, what's, superfoods, supplements, also, goals.
Okay. Have you got a chance to look at my confined spaces fitness routine? By any chance?
Actually, not.
It's there are three main components to it. Like someone drives the car, let's say a driver in a truck, they spend 8 hours a day, but they can still do exercise for the neck, they can do exercise for the breathing exercise, they can on the red light, they can do some feet. So there are a certain number of exercises that you can still do in a very confined space.
Yes.
And someone drives, let's say goes to work every day by subway, you can still do certain exercises in the subway without disrupting audience. Or let's say you in the office space and you have to sit at work and you're getting paid by hour. So you're not getting to that gym, but you can still do some exercise for your hands, for your feet, while you're behind that desk.
Also, even if you're, working on the desk, you can just stand up, because just standing up, it makes a difference than just sitting down for 8 hours. That will help you to burn some calories.
So, difficulty with my show is, for example, most of the people for those confined spaces, especially the drivers, they cannot view this. I cannot put it on YouTube, and because they're gonna have a car accident. They cannot watch their routine and at the same time drive the car. So that's why I do it as a podcast, like a radio show.
Oh, okay.
So when they driving, they listen to me on the radio and and I have beautiful models with a special, really, really soft voice. So when I talk with my heavy Russian accent, it's not that sexy, but pretty girl like you, it's a different story. So they like to listen to the girl. It's inspiring. It's gets them going. So maybe we can try something. You're welcome to come to my podcast in the morning, and we can record a couple of those.
Absolutely.
So let's see if the drivers will listen to you and actually do the exercise while they drive. The only difficulty is every 20-30 seconds I require go back and say to them something like, keep holding your wheel, don't have music, don't have distractions like cell phone, pay attention to the mirrors. You have to remind them, because once they're in the mood doing the exercises, I don't want the last thing I want to get.
It could be a hazard for the whole community.
Exactly. I don't want them to sue me and say, "Oh, I had a car accident because I was listening to your show, I was doing the exercise. You told me don't breathe in, and something happened." So I have to be careful with it, consistently reminding the audience, continue your exercise, but mind the road. Mind the surroundings. So that's a part.
Safety is number one.
Safety is number one. So, but that could be a fun podcast.
Yeah, that could be definitely.
How do you like our production here? Do you like the space?
Yes, it's very nice, very eclectic. I have different things, and also, one thing that I found that I loved is that in your kitchen, there are different kinds of coffees and juices, but also you have organic choices, organic milk, organic milk, and also the snacks, are on the healthier side. So that was a big plus.
Good.
Yes.
I'm happy you like it here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear some of your questions.
Okay.
You came prepared with the questions. So what was the first question?
Okay, well, one of the things that people ask are, okay, so what do I need to get started in my fitness routine? So I tell them, okay, first, if you have any conditions, go to your doctor, get a clearance. Second is that you have to have a goal. You cannot say, okay, I want to lose weight, because many people say that and they don't do anything about it, right? So you have to say, okay, I want to lose 10 pounds in 3 months, let's say. So then
something
right
in terms of time and justifiable and
Yes.
firm. So that those
Right.
are criteria.
right. So you have to have a goal that is concrete and, like you say, time limited, right?
Achievable also.
Achievable,
You
right.
can say, I want to lose 200 pounds in
Yes,
has to be
in
realistic.
a month, right? That's unrealistic. So it has to be realistic, correct? Also, another thing is like, all right, so if you have to figure out how you're gonna work out. Are you gonna join a gym, right? You're not gonna lose weight just by, a miracle,
It has
right?
to be a combination
Yes.
of things, maybe a diet,
Yes.
maybe exercise, maybe a few other things.
Absolutely. So the first thing, you gotta figure out, all right, so I'm gonna join the gym. If you don't wanna go to the gym, then, okay, I have to get some weights and some mat, workout clothing, so I'm gonna work out of the house, right?
Do you need external control? Let's say you tell your wife or make a bet or like something, or like make someone to watch for you, like have a coach or someone.
I think, well, I'm a coach, but it helps people to have a coach or even like a friend, to have some accountability, right?
Right.
Because sometimes when we are not accountable, we're less likely to follow through, right? And obviously the diet, so you need to figure out how many calories you need, right? And then, have a special plan, because you cannot, a person...
But you wake up one day, now I'm starting it, or you have to, okay, I'm starting in 2
You have
weeks,
to plan,
okay.
yeah, you have to, it cannot be like, because you don't know what you have to plan it, like with anything, you have to plan it, and like that, you're gonna more likely to achieve your goal if you are prepared, like with anything.
What do you think of the public control? What I mean by this, let's say someone start this, but say announcing, okay, I'm gonna do fitness for next 2 weeks, and to keep myself accountable, I'm gonna post my exercise on YouTube or even on the private, just for my
right.
friends.
Right.
Like, so it doesn't, if it's anything embarrassing, like I do exercise and I sit and I poop, I don't want to everybody see it. But I still want to, that way, if next day I don't feel like it, doing exercise, I kind of can get a phone call from my dad or my friends and say,
what happened to your exercise? Definitely, that's a really good incentive. If you are more likely to follow through, right? If you say if you put a Facebook post and say, okay, I'm gonna exercise for the next 2 weeks every day, and then you don't do anything, then everyone's gonna be like, all right?
So that helps, or
that helps, I think, yeah.
It helps.
Yeah.
It's external, like people.
Yes.
I would pay attention to. It's external rather than themselves.
Absolutely.
Okay. What happens if you have legit excuses, like not to do it or do it later, like how that's after a couple of days evaporates to nothing?
Well, so like you say, there are excuses, right? So I mean, unless you really feel like physically incapable of working out,
The work, the life,
or the
gets
diet
the best
or
of
whatever.
You. Like, do you have remedies? Let's say I didn't exercise today, but tomorrow I exercise twice. Or I will take a break for a couple of days because my muscles are sore that much. I can't do my work. I don't want to lose my job, my life, because I just want to lose a couple of pounds.
Right. But you see, we all have the same 24 hours a day. So it's a matter of priorities, right? So even if I commit to...
Do you give up TV time? You give up...
You don't have to give up TV time. You can watch your shows and you can do squats, do sit-ups, do push-ups while you're watching your TV. So it's just a matter of remembering that you have to do it.
What are the best traits? Like, should they do it in the morning? Should they start on the weekend? Like, what are the shortcuts to make it happen versus someone just...
Right. All right, well, it depends on people's schedule, right? Like, for instance, I really don't work out in the mornings because I'm very busy, but it's best to get it done, If it's kind of like a chore for you, get it out of your way, get it done, wake up a little bit earlier,
start
and do
the day
it.
with us.
Right, so that's one thing. But have it incorporated into your routine, so it's really realistic, right? You cannot say I'm going to work out every day and it's not really going to happen.
And maybe you can put it on your calendar, a reminder, so it might help, so it pop up every day.
Right, yes, so now we have the phones and we use them, a lot for like social media and all these things. We should use them to benefit us as well. So like
Okay.
you say, set up an alarm every day at this time. Like that, if you start to feel like lazy after work, okay, you get the alarm, you're like, all right, I gotta go.
Okay. So that, guys, maybe like in my case, I need my wife to watch me or my kids.
Right.
So when I promise them, that gets me
Right.
going. But
Yeah.
maybe I'll follow your advice and lose some pounds, which after this fashion week, I really feel
Yeah.
that I really want to lose some.
Right, and it's not just for it's not just for like how we look, but it's for health reasons. In this country we are overweight and we are sick, and all that is lifestyle related.
So in other countries, people not overweight.
They are not as much as here. No, totally not. We are number one in like obesity. We are like 70% of our population is overweight or obese. That's insane.
I don't know if you get a chance to watch my fashion shows. You're wearing one of my designs, Glow in the Dark
Beautiful,
fashion.
I love it.
But this is the fashion week when I have launched my new collection of the family designs. I don't know if you saw that, but it's basically a multi-generational collection. It's the grandparents, the parents, and the kids. So they all walk on the stage. Usually it's just one model walks, right? Maybe a like mother and a daughter.
Yeah.
But in my case, it's the grandparents, the grandparents, the children. So it's basically when you go for the Christmas picture, you want to have everybody, the whole family. So I dress from the shoes, from the guys' suits, all the generation, different colors, and the kids are different. So it's a little bit more difficult.
Right.
What's good about it, I think it could be incorporated into the fitness routine.
Yes.
Because if I'm tailoring a suit for you and you don't fit, and that's how and the fashion show in 2 months from now, you will have to exercise so you fit your clothes that you're making. So that could be part of your goal. So in 2 weeks, your family is going on stage. The husband, the grandparents, everybody. So you have, let's say, 2 months to get in shape. So you can show where you was yesterday, how you and where you will be tomorrow. You those 2 months you can spend practicing the runway walk. You can practicing your fitness. So you might actually show those 2 months could be incorporated in the fitness.
Right, and it will be like a communal goal for the whole family. So it's
so
really
the whole family
great.
can lose weight together. So it's not just you by yourself, but it's like they all can check on each other.
Absolutely.
That way, maybe the kids can learn from the parents, the discipline, the exercise routine, and the wife will make a husband if he got a little bit of a belly, and the grandparents might
to keep them healthy, keep them going. So absolutely, I love that.
Thank you, audience, for watching, and hopefully the advice was useful. I hope that we have Adriana another day as well, and maybe we can blog together and can incorporate some of my work into your production, and your work can appear on my blog. So that way my followers, subscribers will become yours will become mine, and
absolutely
we help each other.
It will be a pleasure.
And if you have more questions for that beautiful lady about the fitness, you're welcome to send it to us, and next time you can answer.
Yes.
And don't forget, the new issue of the Fitness Girl calendar is coming up in a few weeks, and the new fitness routines are coming almost every week. So maybe Adriana will be one of our next models on the fitness routine, confined spaces. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been honored today by a beautiful model, artist, painter, blogger, who flew from long distance to be here with us. And the young lady name is Shandiz Sharif, and you are 19, and I got a chance to speak to your parents. Your father called me, make sure it's all legit. And we are here at the Chelsea Market. Hopefully you like the production. You wearing one of my designs. It's a glow-in-the-dark wedding dress. We had that dress last month at the Ali magazine, and I will show you. I don't know if you saw that video.
I did.
And the model that have been modeling, she's the singer actually. It's Patrick's daughter, Jasmine. She's coming over, so it will be a next act after this. Now that we did introductions for other folks, let's get back to your points. Tell us about you. Tell us about your thoughts.
So, I am an artist at heart and a writer. And these two passions have been with me from a very young age. Ever since I could pick up a pencil, I was either drawing or writing or painting. And these passions, I stuck with them throughout all of high school, all of elementary school, middle school, all of that. And as these passions progressed, I realized that I wanted to dig deeper and really look further into why I am so inspired by art and poetry. And the fashion industry, I think, is in direct correlation with art and poetry. Direct correlation. I mean, fashion is moving art. It's walking art. When a model is wearing a designer's gown, for example, or outfit, for example, that model is displaying movement, an art movement. Just like at the Met Comme des Garçons exhibit, you can see Ray's work is exhibited as artwork, not just as fashion. So the two are in direct correlation with each other. And my goal as a painter, as an artist, as a writer, a model, is to sort of combine the two worlds together and make it well known of how much they complement each other and how successful designers can be if they sort of focus a little bit more on art and classical art and literature, such as Jeff Koons. He did a collection with Louis Vuitton, the Masters collection, and it was beautiful. It sold amazingly. He featured Van Gogh's work, he featured Da Vinci's work, the Mona Lisa, for example, Rubens, the Tiger Hunt. It was absolutely impeccable, and I was really, really inspired by that. And fashion also peeks into the political industry as well. I mean, Michelle Obama just wore Christian Siriano's, I think it was a blazer and a pencil skirt, and he won Project Runway. So she was wearing his designs, which is ultimately, again, it all correlates back to art. I went to Italy, I think it was about 2 years ago, and I was really, really deeply touched and inspired by Michelangelo's work in the Sistine Chapel. It was absolutely unbelievable how amazing it was. And I would love to see maybe some designers featuring some of Michelangelo's work and all of these classical paintings and everything into their designs, or maybe even classical literature such as Shakespeare, such as Edgar Allan Poe, all of these greats to be...
May I interrupt you for a second?
Yes, definitely.
I don't know if you got a chance to watch my new collection of fairy tale weddings.
I have not.
So it's basically when I shoot a wedding as a photographer, I happen to see that a lot of my, couples, they want no longer see the traditional view or journalistic view. They want to see fairy tale, and I depict when I do edit. It looks like a Cinderella story, or it looks like a Michelangelo style, or whenever, if let's say they like Salvador Dali, the whole wedding is done in the Salvador Dali style. And or Manhattan, or whatever the artist, if let's say they like Star Wars, the whole wedding is in Star Wars theme, or the wedding is in Godfather, or whatever the movie or theme that inspires them.
So the theme of the wedding is curated around a certain art
the
movement.
video and the pictures, like let's say I take a regular actual pictures, but if it's Star Wars, I add the sword, I add all the in post-production editing, so the pictures looks like a Star Wars. If the husband and wife, the bride and groom, the fan, that's their choice. That's what they choose. So if they like Dali, it's done in the surrealistic style. So it following. I tried not to infringe on anybody's copyright, but it emulates style in a sense. So I think you might take a look at my new style of fairy tale weddings.
That's amazing.
Not only weddings, I have the kids' stories, like if they like Mickey Mouse or stuff, so it's edited in the particular theme. So.
Okay, that's amazing. Yeah, I love the whole fairy tale theme, mystical, and of course growing up with like Disney, it's really nice to see that come back into our daily lives.
Reality is a little bit boring for some folks.
It is boring.
You can take pictures with your cell phone, which are pretty much the same as you can take with the camera, but when it's edited the proper way and it's has the story behind it, as most of the folks cannot edit that way themselves, so they like it.
Yeah, that is why I have such a deep appreciation for abstract art, because it's one of a kind. No two people can create the same piece. It comes directly from your imagination. So I think that's amazing. That's beautiful.
Did you get a chance to watch my new fashion collection, family collection?
The family collection. I read your article but I did not see
No, the
that
articles,
collection.
it's just this fashion week. So like
Oh,
you're
okay.
wearing, let's say, glow in the dark fashion collection, right?
Okay.
So that's separate from the family collection. The family collection, like usually on the runway, people walk by themselves, right?
Right.
Or let's say if it's a child, maybe an older model will walk so the child doesn't fall
Yeah.
off the stage.
Definitely.
In my collection, I feature families.
Oh.
So it's a 3-4 generations. It's grandparents, parents, grandchildren, everybody on stage. So
That's
I have the
amazing.
clothing for the older couple, for the husband and wife, and for the kids. So they come apart. So it's a younger, a wife would wear a gown, and the grandparents would wear something appropriate, and the kids will wear something appropriate to their age.
It's amazing.
But they all look together, so it's not like just one. Everybody wears the same T-shirt and looks like they go to
No.
Disney World. It's a fashion, but it's shoes, the generation, the age, the plus size, shorter, taller. So it's an actual real family. So they can
Wow.
wear it something when they go for the Christmas or when they go to somewhere as a family. That you can say, oh, they complement each other. It's not like the same. It's not the same color, but it's together.
So
one look.
something along the lines of what Dolce & Gabbana did with their Mommy and Me, where it was like a mother walking with her child, or even elderly couples walking.
Right,
That's
but this
really
is much
interesting.
more complicated because it has 3 or 4 generations. It's like
Yeah.
10, 20 people could be in a family. So when family comes together, they can wear it in a picture.
No, that's amazing.
So it's not that easy to design something that has the suits, the male, the female, the different
yeah,
ages. So,
definitely.
it's really, you have to be quite wealthy family to afford to dress the custom-made whole family
Yeah.
together. So we do this together with the fitness team.
Oh, okay.
The way it works, it's basically a part of it, like let's say you want to lose a couple of pounds. Like
Okay.
someone like me, I have a belly, so in 2 months, if I have a show, I will exercise to get to the show so I can fit in the clothes. So it's
Okay.
also like has the a goal, and it's not everybody in the family walked the runway.
Right.
So it's a practice, it's an exercise, so it's a challenge to come all over.
Right.
Like little children, sometimes they have stage fright, so it helps them to combat those fears. And when the parents or grandparents hold their hand, they they more willing to walk the
Yeah.
runway. Like my son yesterday, I had him in a couple of shows. In the first couple in the
Aw.
morning, that was easy for him. But for 4-year-old, like by the 6-7 hours later,
Right.
he just freaked out. So many models, designers, photographers, all that attention. It's difficult.
I mean, it's a whole new world. The atmosphere is so insane, especially for a little kid. They're just like, it's fun at first, but they get tired and they get hungry. So it's understandable, but that's amazing that your son is doing it at such a young age. Like, that's
Thank you.
amazing.
Let's get back to your story.
Okay.
What else, where we stopped you?
Okay.
We stopped you at the fairy tale.
Yes, we did.
That's when
We
I
did.
thought to break in. Go ahead.
Okay, so
Continue.
again, as I said, art, poetry, and fashion, these are my 3 passions. And, usually it's easier for a creative person to stick to just one and pour all of their energy into just that one thing. But
I do different things.
yeah,
Like I think if you're creative in many ways.
Oh, yeah,
Behind the
definitely.
camera, in front of the camera, you have different angles to look at things.
yeah. But like an artist might just go to art school, a writer might just go to like Oxford, for example, for writing.
On crossing those lines, you can bring something from writing to the fashion. Something from the fashion you can bring to writing. So
Exactly.
you need to speak many languages or many different disciplines in order to be well versed.
Exactly, and time is golden. It's so important to spend your time chasing your passions rather than something monetary, because
What's wrong with monetary? I like money.
Monetary is great, of course, but passions, they're so fulfilling. The wholesome feeling you get when you're doing what you love, I think, is just absolutely amazing.
So you're very lucky your family supports you.
Oh yes,
in your,
definitely.
but I have a few questions on my own. Maybe it's a surprise for you, but you're Iranian. you come,
Iranian.
your father have certain beliefs. How do you face that in the fashion world where everybody changed in front of everybody, where there was complicated deals? How do you combat the prejudice and all the things that are taking place?
Religion has always been a really big part of my life. My mom is very religious, but she's very accepting of all religions. She's
But towards fashion.
yeah, I'm getting to that. Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's always been a really big important part of my life. I believe in God. I believe in spirituality. I'm a very grounded person, I would say. And, what the prejudice, as you said, in the fashion industry, me, more so, I don't really face any. I've been told by people that I look more Italian than Middle Eastern.
Right.
But, I have faced, what ethnicity are you? It's like, why is that a question? And why do you have to ask it in that certain way? You know what I mean? So,
And how do you tackle this?
I tell them, I'm Persian. I was not born in Iran, I am American. But I have such a deep love and respect I consider Iran my country, I do. My culture and my heritage is Persian. My family is Persian. Some of them live in London now, but it all goes back to Iran. And the fashion and the culture in Iran, I think, is so unique and so beautiful, and I would love to see some of that maybe hit the runway soon. If you go to Iran, you will see women dressed to the nines, red bottoms, Gucci, all these beautiful brands, and women there know how to style themselves. It almost looks like they hired stylists.
I think that what's good about Iranian culture, because they've been so much far away from American influence, they can actually have a new thing saying, because if you ever watch the McDonald's and all the big brands here, you never can be totally truly original. All the countries like Russia, North Korea, places that have no influence of the West, can actually, because they don't know any other way, they can come up with their own distinct way. But if you watch what's other big folks done before you, or big brands in America, you just emulate that, or that's affect your style, or you're trying to be different from this. But that's your anchoring, where you anchor. If you don't know nothing about that culture, you have actual ability to create something that's not been influenced.
I completely agree, and the Western world is very much into capitalism, and that's fine because that's what made our country go around. But the European way of thinking has almost integrated deeper into Iran, where the creativity there and the freedom that most people don't think Iranians have does exist there. It's just you have to.
Don't you fear that? Some guy from Iran who have strong religious beliefs will, I don't know, put acid on your face, or will be upset that the Iranian woman sitting next to a Jew, for that matter. Or you're talking about fashion where people show different body parts.
Well, my opinion is there are bad people everywhere. And if you make the choice to be a good one, it doesn't matter what your background is, what your race is, what your ethnicity is. Like, down to the core, we are all people sharing this planet together. Violence, conflict over religion especially, it's so unnecessary. Putting all of that aside, we are all human down to the core, trying to enjoy this thing called life. And that's just what it should be at the end of the day. But unfortunately, I think we've reached a point where a lot of people don't think that way, and I would like to see us go back to those ideals.
Did you get a chance to watch some of my shows when I produce a fashion show or a pageant, a modeling pageant as the Mr. Great character?
I did. I saw your
And I
interviews.
have one of the shows is featuring like which models, which land produced the most beautiful models.
Okay.
The Israeli, the Jewish girls, or the Muslim girls.
Okay.
And I get the audience to think it's about all those chauvinistic thoughts, and they will vote for their own blood and their own country. And actually what I do, I mix them up, so the Jewish girls goes under a Muslim flag, the Muslim girls would go under Jewish flag.
Definitely.
So they all work together holding hands, and the audience get a little bit upset since they come to vote for their own country blood, and actually they don't know which one is which. So the idea is to show we're all
the
people,
same, essentially.
but I got quite a bit of hate mail, and
Oh.
that got me a little bit in trouble. So how do you, as part of your culture, how do you face that?
I think no matter what you do, no matter how great it is or how bad it is, someone is going to have something negative to say towards you, whether that be out of jealousy, whether that be someone projecting their insecurities onto you. The best thing you can do is just stick to what you know, be a good person down to your core, and continue doing what you love, because as long as you push that, nothing can get in your way. You can't let other people's opinions of you influence you, because you won't grow as a person that way. It's all, drama. That's not going to get you anywhere in life. Just pushing forward with what you love and what you do and what you know is right, as long as you're not hurting anyone around you, obviously, physically, emotionally, I think that's the best way to live life, no matter what you choose to do. And that's truly what I believe to the core. I mean,
Where do you think your career will take you?
I don't even know what tomorrow will bring me, but I really just hope to continue digging deeper into the fashion industry, not just focusing on modeling, but as I said, bringing fashion and art and poetry all into one world, whether that be a clothing line, whether that be a fashion book, kind of like Alexa Chung's It, that was an amazing book. And whether that be paintings of maybe runway shows, speaking at fashion shows on the importance of art and poetry and the movement of fashion. That's where I'm hoping to go with my career. But what I'm doing now, I think I'm on the right track, because it's so amazing to look back at where I was a couple of years ago, wondering how can I get into the fashion industry? It seems impossible. It seems like there's this, glass wall. I can see through it, but I can't exactly dig into it.
I think the world is changing. In the next year or two, the major change is coming.
Yeah.
Like the Instagram, those all the rules of last century would not apply much. So the field is pretty much moving forward in terms of you can be a brand new model, no following. You just show up, you get million views, and you get picked by big sponsors. And you can be 20, 30 years in the business and spend a lot of money, and it will still not get you views, likes, followers, subscribers. So it's really about if you have a substance, which I think you do, you move forward.
Yeah.
You don't have it, no matter how much money you spend, you're not going to be there.
The fashion industry is definitely not what it was in the 90s and the 80s. Social media has deeply impacted everything.
What's next thing coming in your mind?
I think
Snapchat.
I think Instagram is going to somehow get even bigger, create more.
After Instagram, next.
After Instagram?
Yes. Snapchat, what's next?
Maybe, have you heard of Model Mayhem? I think more sites similar to that are going to somehow correlate aspects of Instagram and Snapchat into it. Live
Model
videos,
Mayhem is a
interviews.
dinosaur. They used to be huge in the past, I remember, and now the Model Mayhem is losing big time comparing to the new things that are coming out.
I would like to see a site come forward and pull aspects of Instagram and Snapchat and sort of put the two worlds together, where they post castings, not just for models,
Not
for
like a
all
backstage.
people in the fashion industry,
But
showing.
Facebook does that the same
Yeah,
thing. You
but
can
I mean
see-
specifically for like Fashion Week and stuff like that. Posting
But there are
behind the
groups,
scenes.
look, you go in groups of Fashion Week and you see all the castings.
Yeah, it would just be nice to see like behind the scenes videos and like, makeup. Just maybe like Pinterest, pinning together all your inspiration so people can get inspired by you, not to copy you, because that's one thing, that's a whole different story, but just to like pull inspiration from what you're doing, because if you can be inspired, you can be anything. I truly believe that if you're inspired, you can be anything you want to
Do you
be.
think Pinterest will going to be big and they're going to make a lot of money?
If something like Pinterest comes along and integrates fashion into it, definitely. I know Polyvore is huge right now.
Every show now I see ready to wear. It's most like once the model is on the runway, people start buying right that moment. So you want to buy right that moment.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that the future?
Yes. Of course, prices there might need to be a sort of compromise because not everyone can afford a beautiful Dior haute couture gown, you know? The most elite people will purchase that. But I would love to see...
But they copy them right away. Next day you can buy the same thing from a knockoff.
Yeah, and that's...
They're so fast.
And that's fast fashion. I don't really support fast fashion because of the sweatshops and all of that. I try to either buy vintage or designer, and that's just how I roll because I just don't support fast fashion.
The dress that you're wearing done by a disabled person, by the way.
That's amazing.
So the way we the glow in the dark is built is I have I buy gel stuff in China in bulk in large numbers, and when I bring it here, I have a whole group of mostly ladies who have some kind of disabilities or like lots of kids or they cannot work regular jobs, and once a week I bring them stuff and they sew it by hand, and once a week me and my wife pick it up, and that's additional income for them, and it's work for me. My problem was with the sweatshops was that they copied in the past my design. So say they would make, let's say, 3,000 dresses for me, and they would make from the same material, everything the same, 3,000 for themselves.
Exactly.
And when I do all the marketing, all the sales, they would sell it for a fraction of the cost of my sales. So they will kill my business. So there is more.
Like, I don't know if you heard, but Gucci just sued Forever 21 for a ridiculous amount of money because, again, they were just producing like carbon copies of their ready-to-wear collection and just selling them in their stores for like $12. So it was like, I mean, fast fashion, it's best to avoid it in my opinion. You know, vintage is beautiful.
If this is a progress, there is no way to fight it. Maybe it's not going to be 20th century 21. They're going to go online, and you can buy the same thing from China or from another country where they wouldn't be able, Mongolia or whatever, they wouldn't be able to get them, where the copyright laws is not that strong. So there is no way to fight the fast fashion. You can move with it and do something else different and outsmart them, but I think it's really difficult to fight the internet.
Well, shopping online from indie brands around the world is huge right now, and you know, like those designers, they create everything by hand, and they're so intricate with it. And I love supporting brands like that create their own pieces by hand. Of course, it's going to be more expensive because they're spending hours, days on these beautiful, intricate pieces, but on the flip side, you have a piece that's going to last you a very long time. It's beautiful. It's one of a kind.
You want to wear it once? My wife has a full closet of stuff that she never wears.
Right.
For the once, that's it.
Yeah.
So I don't think last thing is the last thing on her mind.
Yeah.
The sooner she can put it in the garbage and put something new.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what she's looking for. Okay, guys. I'm sorry we have to cut you off. It's. Hopefully you come for next month for the interview.
Definitely.
And you have questions, you would be able to answer them.
Definitely.
So please comment, please write to us, and hopefully ask all your questions that you will send to us. Sharif will answer to you on the next interview. So write your questions. We're gonna put your email and social media on the titles and the subtitles. So. You're welcome to come again. It's a pleasure to see you. Let's do the.
Okay.
Yes. The character Mr. Great. He is afraid of germs.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
He doesn't want people traveling from other places to.
They're dirty.
Not dirty. Okay. The logic behind this, so you understand. The Trump does it, and there are a lot of people do it. People think it's arrogant and rude. In the reality, it's not.
Right.
I have Trump, for example, runs a huge corporation, right? That's the point. Now it's a country, more than a corporation. If he gets sick and he meets millions of people, the country for a couple of weeks without a president, or the company without a president. He has a child, by the way, who has some allergies, I believe. So if he brings home that, I have a couple of kids home. I saw today, you see how many people come in. Someone in airport picks up a disease, I bring it home. So it's not that much being arrogant and offensive, it's just a common sense. Most of the castings that you will come in New York would refuse to shake your hand.
Okay.
They will do the elbow hit or they will do the bomb, but they, not because they are arrogant or offensive, but because they see thousands of people passing through, and the staff that does it every day has family at home, whether it's what's the name, Sitka, what's the disease in escape my mind. There are a couple of diseases out there in the world that could be transformed from person to person. So it's really not appropriate to subject those people who you put in as a face of the company to shake 10,000 people's hand and bring it in home. So that has nothing to do with being arrogant. it has that logic behind it. Just Trump never explained that for the audience. So he just, people, oh, he doesn't shake hands, she wipes it up, she probably a little bit off in that sense. It has some a philosophy behind this.
Okay.
You wear, like, remember the girl that started doing the vaginas on the clothes this fashion week? She wants to be different. She wants to be seen. So I don't know if that message is right, but she's definitely hit so much press.
Definitely.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Shandi Street.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a continuation of the discussion with Matt. Matt has a couple of announcements and a little bit more about wrestling production.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. Well, listen, we at Phoenix Productions are very happy to announce that we are going to have our own channel on the Roku network. Now, you've heard of the WWE network. Well, we are going to be the Phoenix network. And the Phoenix network is going to be featuring 6 channels to start. Our first channel is going to be our Firebird channel. And if you wanted to make a comparison, this is following the storylines and the careers of the male and the female talent that we have on the roster. So it's like our version of like Raw and SmackDown. The other thing that we're going to be having is the Fire Angels. We've completely rebranded the women's division, and we're going to be featuring the Fire Ranger wrestlers, and that's going to be the second channel on the Phoenix network. And this is very exciting. We actually got somebody to come in from California who was part of the Lingerie Fighting Championship. We've got Audrey coming in, and she is going to be heading up the Submission Sirens. This is going to be our version of MMA, but with no punching, no blood, no kicking, no spitting, nothing like that. So, but it's going to be a female grappling channel, which has a very high demand right now because men would love to see powerful women. So this is going to be another channel that we're going to be featuring.
Strong American women.
Strong American women. And of course, along with the strong American women, we're going to have the sexy American women as well too, as we feature the Satin Divas channel. And this is the first time ever a pillow fight championship, pillow fighting wrestling and championship channel as well too. So it's going to be featuring beautiful models wearing very nice lingerie, nothing risque, nothing cheeky, nothing like that, okay? But the whole idea is to do a pillow fight championship wrestling. So, and listen,
I would love to. I have lingerie.
I think you already
sponsor some of our lingerie.
You could do that, sure, but I think you've already put in a request to be referee too. I was sure that was you. So that's the other channel that we're doing as well too. And then of course,
I have to check that with my wife.
Well, check with your wife first because I don't want to have any wives mad at me. But believe me, I have enough of them mad at me. But anyway, the other channel that we're going to be featuring is called Maximum Exposure. This is a talk show that's going to be featuring yours truly. And I have the aid of the fantastic Mr. Daryl Marshak. Now, Daryl Marshak is a Hollywood agent out in California who used to handle, and this is the truth, used to handle Leo DiCaprio's career. So, Daryl is signed on board with us.
After Leonardo, Matt is coming.
Well, actually, to tell you, Daryl has a lot of connections here in New York City. So, a lot of the Hollywood actors that are living in New York right now, he is going to be making the phone calls, and we're going to be featuring a celebrity once a month on Maximum Exposure. Not to mention, we're going to be having upcoming models, upcoming fashion designers, upcoming producers, upcoming sporting events.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
exactly
you should check out the subtitles are coming up, and Matt has his social media and his website. So please check those subtitles. Write down the phone number, email, whatever you share with us, and follow him on Twitter, Instagram.
I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram as Max Vitelli. You can find me on there as well too. The email address, like I said, we'll put that up on the teleprompter later so you guys can get in touch with us. We're all available for bookings as well too. And just to let you know, we are launching our own performance center. In September, we're going to open up.
How do you sell your tickets? Is that on your website or it's like through the Ticketmaster?
The tickets are going to be through Eventbrite. We're going to be having our tickets and passes through Eventbrite, and that'll be up as well.
It's so expensive. Why do you still do it?
Eventbrite is expensive? Yeah. No, it's really not that expensive. It's not terrible.
Well, the fees are quite there.
Yes, the fees.
If you look at all the fees, especially when it's a wealthy ticket, $100, $200 ticket, you wouldn't care much. But if it's like smaller numbers, it's add up.
Well, we understand that, but you see, this is the whole beauty about this. Even though we're going to have the tickets on Eventbrite, okay, we're not charging for the tickets. We're going to be offering some guerrilla marketing here, and we're going to be offering free passes to come in to watch the show. Just like all the other people, we're going to have a nice crowd.
What the audience needs to do to get free pass?
What you need to do to get the free passes is look on our Instagram page, look on our Facebook page when we post for the October 29th event, which is going to be in Ridgewood, Queens, and you'll see the link for the Eventbrite, and then everybody can get as many free passes as they want. It's a limited number.
A little video and send it to you about your match, and based on those videos, you can approve them for the free pass. Maybe that.
We could do that as well too. We could, but we are inviting all people from social media to come down. I know I have a lot of friends out there that would love to come down and watch this, and
I would love to.
I would love to have you there. I really would. Put you in the front row. Why not? Right?
In the media path, we'll all be on the riser. So.
Well, you know something? You are a fantastic interviewer and you are a fantastic producer. I would love for you to come down and interview my staff. I would love for you to be there.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Absolutely. Okay, so guys, that's October 29th in Ridgewood, Queens, our new performance center with our own ring, our own studio, our own lighting. We've got fantastic people behind us this time. This is going to be something like you've never seen before, ever offered before in any independent wrestling promotion whatsoever in the entire world.
By the way, if you like the today production and you like the lights and you like the sound and you like the place, we have shown here behind the scenes. So. If you need ever a little bit more help with the editing and the producing, I'm certainly recommending Sean as my go-to guy who is capable of producing that kind of great view.
Absolutely, yes. Sean has absolutely been fantastic with that. But as I said before, with a great production crew and great people behind us, this is going to be the best thing in sports entertainment that anybody else has ever seen. I'm very proud of what it is. We've got some new girls. We've got some fresh, raw talent. Girls that have never been in a wrestling ring before that were training from scratch. We've got...
Well, my models from my agency would love to join, so I can...
You see, he finally got... This is what I wanted to hit him up for, you see?
I can bring you a couple of few talent folks. For my crew.
Just as long as they show up and as long as they're on time, I have no problem with that. We're looking for any kind of raw talent that's out there right now. Any female talent, any male talent that would love to come down to our performance center. This is exactly what we're looking for. And we're very excited about the opportunity. And as I said before, you know, in front of Roku, on Roku TV, advertising in front of 13 million people nationwide. This is going to be fantastic.
This is a continuation of the discussion with Matt. Matt has a couple of announcements and a little bit more about wrestling production.
Oh, thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. Well, listen, we at Phoenix Productions are very happy to announce that we are going to have our own channel on the Roku network. Now, you've heard of the WWE network. Well, we are going to be the Phoenix network. And the Phoenix network is going to be featuring 6 channels to start. Our first channel is going to be our Firebird channel. And if you wanted to make a comparison, this is following the storylines and the careers of the male and the female talent that we have on the roster. So it's like our version of like Raw and SmackDown. The other thing that we're going to be having is the Fire Angels. We've completely rebranded the women's division, and we're going to be featuring the Fire Ranger wrestlers, and that's going to be the second channel on the Phoenix network. And this is very exciting. We actually got somebody to come in from California who was part of the Lingerie Fighting Championship. We've got Audrey coming in, and she is going to be heading up the Submission Sirens. This is going to be our version of MMA, but with no punching, no blood, no kicking, no spitting, nothing like that. So, but it's going to be a female female grappling channel, which has a very high demand right now because men would love to see powerful women. So this is going to be another channel that we're going to be featuring.
Strong American women.
Strong American women. And of course, along with the strong American women, we're going to have the sexy American women as well too, as we feature the Satin Divas channel. And this is the first time ever a pillow fight championship, pillow fighting wrestling and championship channel as well too. So it's going to be featuring beautiful models wearing very nice lingerie, nothing risque, nothing cheeky, nothing like that, okay? But the whole idea is to do a pillow fight championship wrestling. So, and listen,
I would love to. I have lingerie.
I think you already.
Maybe
you already
sponsor some of our lingerie.
You could do that, sure, but I think you've already put in a request to be referee too. I was sure that was you. So that's the other channel that we're doing as well too. And then of course,
check that with my wife.
Well, check with your wife first because I don't want to have any wives mad at me. But believe me, I have enough of them mad at me. But anyway, the other channel that we're going to be featuring is called Maximum Exposure. This is a talk show that's going to be featuring yours truly. And I have the aid of the fantastic Mr. Daryl Marshak. Now, Daryl Marshak is a Hollywood agent out in California who used to handle, and this is the truth, used to handle Leo DiCaprio's career. So, Daryl has signed on board with us.
After Leonardo, Matt is coming.
Well, actually, to tell you the truth, Daryl has a lot of connections here in New York City. So, a lot of the Hollywood actors that are living in New York right now, he is going to be making the phone calls, and we're going to be featuring a celebrity once a month on Maximum Exposure. Not to mention, we're going to be having upcoming models, upcoming fashion designers, upcoming producers, upcoming sporting events.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
exactly
you should check out the subtitles are coming up, and Matt has his social media and his website. So please check those subtitles. Write down the phone number, email, whatever you share with us, and follow him on Twitter, Instagram.
I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram as Max Patelli. You can find me on there as well too. The email address, like I said, we'll put that up on the teleprompter later so you guys can get in touch with us. We're all available for bookings as well too. And just to let you know, we are launching our own performance center. In September, we're going to open up.
How do you sell your tickets? Is that on your website or it's like through the Ticketmaster?
The tickets are going to be through Eventbrite. We're going to be having our tickets and passes through Eventbrite, and that'll be up as well.
It's so expensive. Why do you still do it?
Eventbrite is expensive? Yeah. No, it's really not that expensive. It's not terrible.
Well, the fees are quite there.
Yes, the fees.
If you look at all the fees, especially when it's a wealthy ticket, $100, $200 ticket, you wouldn't care much. But if it's like smaller numbers, it's add up.
Well, we understand that, but you see, this is the whole beauty about this. Even though we're going to have the tickets on Eventbrite, okay, we're not charging for the tickets. We're going to be offering some guerrilla marketing here, and we're going to be offering free passes to come in to watch the show. Just like all the other people, we're going to have a nice crowd.
So what the audience needs to do to get free pass?
What you need to do to get the free passes is look on our Instagram page, look on our Facebook page when we post for the October 29th event, which is going to be in Ridgewood, Queens, and you'll see the link for the Eventbrite, and then everybody can get as many free passes as they want. It's a limited number.
A little video and send it to you about your match, and based on those videos, you can approve them for the free pass. Maybe that.
We could do that as well too. We could, but we are inviting all people from social media to come down. I know I have a lot of friends out there that would love to come down and watch this, and
I would love to come.
I would love to have you there. I really would. Put you in the front row. Why not? Right?
In the media path, we'll all be on the riser. So.
Well, you know something. You are a fantastic interviewer, and you are a fantastic producer. I would love for you to come down and interview my staff. I would love for you to be there.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Absolutely. Okay, so guys, that's October 29th in Ridgewood, Queens, our new performance center with our own ring, our own studio, our own lighting. We've got fantastic people behind us this time. This is going to be something like you've never seen before, ever offered before in any independent wrestling promotion whatsoever in the entire world.
By the way, if you like the today production, and you like the lights, and you like the sound, and you like the place we have shown here behind the scenes, so if you need ever a little bit more help with the editing and the producing, I'm certainly recommending Sean as my go-to guy who is capable of producing that kind of great view.
Absolutely, yes. Sean has absolutely been fantastic with that. But as I said before, with a great production crew and great people behind us, this is going to be the best thing in sports entertainment that anybody else has ever seen. I'm very proud of what it is. We've got some new girls. We've got some fresh, raw talent. Girls that have never been in a wrestling ring before that were training from scratch. We've got...
Well, my models from my agency would love to join, so I can...
You see, he finally got... This is what I wanted to hit him up for, you see?
I can bring you a couple of few talent folks. For my crew.
Just as long as they show up and as long as they're on time, I have no problem with that. We're looking for any kind of raw talent that's out there right now. Any female talent, any male talent that would love to come down to our performance center. This is exactly what we're looking for. And we're very excited about the opportunity. And as I said before, you know, in front of Roku, on Roku TV, advertising in front of 13 million people nationwide. This is going to be fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you a person who I met a few years ago, and we started talking, and Sergey has some cool ideas and plans, and let's hear what Sergey has to offer. Tell us who you are, what do you do?
My name is Sergey Kramtsov-Templar. I work as director and producer, lately more producing. I produce our company pictures and our partner pictures. It's a little bit different with the partner pictures. And it's more of a consulting producer. I get the funding for partner pictures, and sometimes I get a consulting role, like in the upcoming one, Year of the Fire Horse. I'll be consulting on the fight scenes and a few other pictures of my friend Adam James and partner. And he has action, martial arts action, and combat action pictures.
How people make money in the movie business?
You either work as a part of the crew, in line, on a budget, as a producer.
How do you get that budget? How do you get those sponsors?
You get investors, you get executive
What do
producers.
you do? You call people, you know people, you
approach people.
You need to send many proposals.
Yes.
Like, how do you close those?
Yes,
you
you
send me 20, 30 proposals. I don't even get a chance to look at them. Like, how do you get their attention to look at it and then even more than this actually invest?
First, you have an elevator pitch some story. It's 1 or 2 paragraphs, and then you send a presentation deck with investors' perks and what investors get, what is percentage expected for our return on investment, and then also like if you get credit, if you get to invite to film festivals, if you get accommodations for film festivals, if you get to meet the celebrities.
But investors usually don't care for the credit or a film festival. They care for the to make money. What are the guarantees there?
Exactly. There are no guarantees. It's very alternative investment. It's a risk investment. And the guarantees are really, like, even with the stars, A-list cast and A-list directors, there are still no guarantees. It's a good release, it's a good distribution and financing strategy. It's all together. And it's
How
a big
do you
teamwork.
get that distribution strategy?
You work with a sales agency, or you work with a mini major or major companies, studios, either like international or domestic. Preferably domestic because they have a lot of international deals and international departments like Sony Pictures or Warner Brothers or Fox.
How do you make them talk to you? Like, I talk to these guys, one way. I write to them and never respond back. Like, what do? Like, you need to be somebody, you know someone, like, you talk for a while. Like, what's the secret?
You have to be very convincing. You have to have, well, it is the world actually, like I have to say yes. It's not like what you know, but who you know, but it's also what you know as well, and how you present it, and if it's worthy. And then you're also being recommended by others who you know and who respect you, because you don't deliver the bad things. And you usually deliver on schedule, especially if you're producing, or UPM, like line producing.
Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we'll have Sergey one more time at our production, and if you have any questions for the producing movies, maybe Sergey can answer them next time. Please send us your questions and we'll be with you.
It's been a pleasure. The Year of Fire Horse is coming to theaters near you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the second time we can talk to this beautiful model today. Now she's wearing one of my wedding dresses. This is a Jewish design with the Mogen David, which is glow in the dark, and all those pretty pearls. And as you can see, Shelly Smith
Yes, Shelly Smith.
is the professional model for commercial print. And Shelly will talk about particular steps that model can do to book gigs, to talk to designers, how to convert those likes on Instagram, those followers into the gigs, and convert not just the gigs to the paying gigs, right?
Paying gigs, exactly.
What do you do specifically to, maybe other models can pick your brain?
You know, I really can't speak for other models because I think that we all have our own individual talent. And I would have to say, you know, the biggest thing is to know what is your genre. So, as you said, I am a commercial print model. So, yes, if it's Fashion Week, yes, it's Fashion Week now in New York City. However, I know that I could not do runway. However, I'm here to support the high fashion girls. And so fashion has many different, areas. And so my biggest advice to a model is to know to get in where you fit in and to know your genre and just learn your genre and just, to get in where you fit in when it comes to the fashion industry.
Usually, let's say I'm as a photographer or producer, I would look, I don't care how many followers you have, I don't care how much experience you have, I don't care, all those things would not really matter to me. What I care is, do you have the look that I'm interested? Do you fit my budget? Do you fit, can you come on the day when I'm shooting? Can you, where are you in the line with what I'm interested in? How do you combat this if you're not in that ballpark? Let's say my budget is $500 for the model for that day and your fee is $1,000. What do you do?
It depends on the project. I mean, again, if it's a project that's going to be in both persons' interests that's doing the project, then a collaboration and some type of, agreement can be made. However, I say that it be based on one's talent. And also, again, each person has to receive something from it, and so...
Right, but the photographers would say, okay, I'm going to give you pictures, I'm going to give you the video, I'm going to give you exposure, I'm going to give you all those things. Work for me for free. What's your rebuttal? Let's say if you're not in my budget, right? For any budget, for free or for a small amount of money, you always find someone to shoot and someone to produce with, right? So it's not like you charge 1,000 instead of 500. I'll go up, pay more. I'll just keep looking until I find someone who fits my
And
profile.
I have to tell you, so I've been doing this for 8 years now. And 8 years going on 9, but 8 years to be exact. And what I've realized is that once you have talent, that goes out the window. Once they've seen your face and you've been on the market and you work with various photographers, they start to know the models, be it high fashion, commercial print, or whatever genre that you choose, be it prints, beauty, high fashion. We all start to know each other, and so that's never an issue anymore. As in, when you get to when you're a professional working model, that is not an issue. They want to pay you. They want you. They want to book you. And if you come to them as a professional working model, as they know that you are, then you can negotiate your price or already have a set day rate. So when you've reached a phase of working, then they're paying you. There's no TFPs. I mean, you can do TFPs if you want, but usually they're paying you. They're paying you.
Okay. But how do you raise the pricing? Let's say in the last year you charged $500 a shoot. Now you want to charge $1,000. What specific steps can you or other models can take in order to? You don't always work. You want to grow.
I basically
you want to make 20% more than you made last year, right?
Unfortunately, I wish I could change the fashion industry's, code of ethics and what they charge. But what the day rate is for the high fashion models, I look at that. I multiply costs, and if I have to travel, if I need food, or if I need, their budget. But usually, whatever the day rate is for the fashion girls and for agencies, if I'm freelancing, I based on that. Usually, I don't ever try to go anything higher than that.
Me as a producer, I look at this from the other point. I don't care what's the day rate. If I have that much budget, I'll just look for the talent I squeeze in that budget. You understand? So I'm not looking into the whatever the general number statistics is. I'm working with my own numbers, and I think others also might.
I mean, my advice for that, if you'd like to have an increase, I mean, as a professional working model, as being agency representative, as well as being freelance, I follow the protocol of fashion. However, I would say you can. My advice, if I want to raise my budget, I would look for, not look for, but research other projects and see, well, what did Target charge that commercial print model? You know, what did Miami charge? This is a main market in New York City. So I will look at a secondary market, a main market, even international, and then I can make a judgment based on that. But just to say, hey, I want a $1,000 increasement, I don't think that's valid because, I would have to look at other markets and make a comparison. I just can't, say, give me $1,000, I'm that great. Because you know why? They're in Brazil getting a girl who's due for 100 real, or they're in Sao Paulo, or they're in Miami, and so and they're in Chicago, secondary markets, and so you would have to do comparison with other fashion markets to ask that kind of request.
Right. For example, as you can see, Jasmine is waiting for her interview.
Yes, hi, Jasmine.
And let's say Jasmine can say to them, "Listen, I have substantial following on Instagram. I'm gonna wear your stuff. Guess what? Next day you're gonna sell 10,000 of those." So, and she has the numbers to prove that. So those things matter. At some point, folks can say, you know what?
But Jasmine, but Jasmine is not a Naomi.
Everybody
myself and Jasmine, truth be told, we're not Naomi Campbell. We're not Kate Small. We're not Claudia Schiffer. And so
you become one.
I understand that, but again, fashion. You're asking, well, I would never, hi Naomi, I love you. But again, the caliber of her work, I think is great. But you're asking how, as a fashion model, how will become Naomi? I would say through work, if I was 5'8", 5'9",
a lot of people work in this industry. I don't think it's just work. I see lots of models and everybody works.
See, I don't, that's the biggest mistake. I never compare myself to other models. I say, what do I have to offer to the game?
Right.
What agency likes me? What do I have to offer to the industry? And so I look at girls, I admire Jasmine's dress and her leg. She looks great. But again, it's just a matter of just focus on what your assets are. And again, a model is worth more in parts than a whole. As I'm not a tall girl, so I have to think footwear, I have to think glamour, I have to think beauty. And so again, it's all about, just knowing what your market is. And so I never really compare myself to other girls. It's kind of just what does Shelly Smith offer to the industry.
Do you look at the final product if it sells more, or because of you? Do you look at this as the reliability factor, or being available, staying in contact with those guys? Is there I know some models who just consistently stay in touch with the folks who consistently produce with the crews. So that gets them in the radar always. When they think of the model, that's if you need production right now, this moment, that's the model, the first one.
Well, here's the thing. That's very true. We all love fashion. We all want to be someone's muses. However, I can tell you that since I started in 2009, I've worked with some photographers who are commercial print editors and who work for commercial print magazines. And it's true. They keep us on file, and I keep working with them because that 1, 2, or 3 photographers that you shot with in your beginning, usually they stay with you like a parent. They stay with you your whole fashion life. And so like a Mario Sestino, they always return to Mario. Joseph, Smith, they always return to him. And so, it works like that. They capture you the first time, and then even though you may have progressed, you kind of always return. I don't know why, but we kind of return to that one photographer.
So you build a client. Oh, I see. I think. Let me explain to the viewers. I think what you're saying is, you don't need every time a new photographer, new client. You just build a few who are reliable, and they just work together with you again and again and again. Is that?
I would say work with many different photographers. However, and to get a solid foundation in the fashion industry, we only have specific photographers for commercial, for fashion, for glamour. Everyone knows them, so people want to work with them. However, you are correct, and to receive a really great, I would say, solid foundation, specific photographers would be great. And I'm talking about this is like billboard ads and big campaigns.
Next question. I got the point. Next question for the audience. How, as a model, how do you pick the next upcoming photographer? Let's say someone new, was not in the industry, just out interested. how do you depict like, who will be the next big great deal, and you need to build relationship, and who is not?
I never do the it guy. I do the quality guy. So if I see
how
it,
do you see the? Today he's a beginner. He's doing this for the
we
first
can
time.
tell. Models can tell. I mean,
what's your traits? What do you look at?
it's in us, you know. It's in us. I mean, I can see a picture. You know, I know some models use Model Mayhem. I have used them. Model One, all these other kind of websites besides your agency, and I can look at the photos. And you know, I think as you've been doing it for such a long time, we can tell. We can tell. I even can tell this is high res. I want film. You know, you learn.
I do some commercial.
That's called being a
right?
professional model.
A lot of my best work I never have a chance to put up online. It's like a lot of things that I shoot fancy stuff. I don't have copyright rights to put, so I put like mediocre work that I own, that I mine, rather than the best work that I done for someone else, where it's someone else's production. I have no right to put it on Model Mayhem or on my portfolio. Once I get paid, and it's
I never put anything mediocre. If it's not its best quality, I don't want my name associated with it. So it has to be my best. And so I mean, I have
But
done
if you don't
shoots.
have the rate, like, what do you do?
What do you mean if I don't have the what?
Sometimes, let's say you go for a major shoot, right? They pay you.
Yes.
But you don't get pictures. But,
I always got all my pictures.
right, but some gigs you always get pictures.
You're supposed to get high res your pictures and you
Even
sign.
if it's like a Sport Illustrated or Elle magazine, you still get.
I never did Sports Illustrated, but for small modeling commercial print, I've always received my my tear sheet, and you know, or they give me a contact sheet. But I mean, usually I've received my images if it was for a small freelance thing. But for big companies, you see it in the magazine or in the billboard. I mean, but again, that's the difference. That's the difference between a guy with a camera, just a girl posting on Model Mayhem or Model One, and having agency representation and being your own, you know, booker and being a freelance model. These are things that pitfalls that one falls into in the beginning. However, once you build up your clientele, you've networked with other professional models, you study your area of critique for fashion. Everything it flows smoothly. But again, you must do your homework. It takes time to build such a reputation and professionalism.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fun. Hopefully you have more questions for Ms. Smith and
Shelly Smith.
And if you can email or send it to us and comment, and maybe you will come again and answer them.
Yes, if you want to book me, I'm at shelly.smith@yahoo.com.
That's the most important part of the interview, by the way.
Thank you.
I have worked with this lady. This is the second time we're shooting, and I can tell you, Shelly comes on time. She's reliable, easy to work on large crew. We had a crew last time, and this time, and you are, nice on set, so we don't have any issues. And I think if you need any more recommendations, you can write to us.
And you're a wonderful guy, great to work with, great photographer, great designer. I love this dress. I'm getting this dress. You too should check into his dresses.
Ladies and gentlemen, this beautiful Asian lady have been
Chinese to be specific.
Okay. Met me at the Arts Heart Fashion Show on Saturday, and it's a fashion week, as you can see.
Right.
And we spoke, and gave you my Mr. Great business card, and we thought that the today interview would be in place. We both share interest for fashion. Tell us a little bit about your inspirations, about you, who you are, and what you do.
Okay, my name is Kathy Han. So far in my career, I've done a few things. I tried to do different things. I came to New York about 7 years ago to attend a graduate school.
What major?
I got an MPA, Master in Public Administration.
Which
I'm
school?
interested in Rutgers.
Rutgers.
Yeah. So before that, I worked for the United Nations in China, and a few foreign diplomatic missions in China. So I'm interested in working with a diplomat. I think they have
Okay.
very cool career and travel and go to travel and live in different country every 4 years. And then obviously after that, I kind of took a break. I became a yoga person. I trained myself. I opened my yoga studio.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I took another term. I applied to graduate school, came to the U.S., and interested in philanthropy and foundation work. And also I got myself a real estate license, so working as an agent, working with one of the, actually she's a celebrity broker in town. So I tried many different things. Now I'm here, I'm interested in fashion because I think I want to address an issue that I think, personally, I think Asian women, especially in this case I'm Chinese, I think they are less or underrepresented in fashion, in public media, mainstream media in general. So I think
Even in China or just only here in the Western world?
Here, I'm here. Yeah.
But in China, fashion is big.
Oh yeah, it's a big thing. I mean, the about to happen, the Victoria's Secret show is going to be first time happen in Shanghai, and the entrance fee is it's almost like 20,000 ticket. Yeah, so the whole Chinese, the population into fashion.
And people are willing to pay that kind of money.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. It's kind of a status symbol. I mean, if that's a way to show you're successful, you appreciate, you value beauty in life. Also kind of show status, which is kind of the thing in Chinese community.
Nice.
Yeah, but I think here, like I think I'm interested in this new project I'm doing because every time I pass a newsstand, I mean, there's all these, blonde girls, black girls. I mean, we're in the middle of Fashion Week. We see all kinds of girls, but I would like to see more like Asian diversity in this case. Asian, Chinese women, mature women, not girls.
Why do you think not that many Asian models or not that many Asian designers make it here?
I think Asian
Prejudice, they don't know what they're doing, they are different, they are not popular. What's going on?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think from my part, I would like to start that dialogue. I think it's two sides. One side...
Maybe you need big sponsors, like someone really wealthy. Maybe a Russian girl can get a billionaire, and the Asian girls also should be able to find those sponsors.
Yeah. Well, one thing I can tell you from a Chinese woman perspective, deep-rooted in Chinese culture, if a woman reach a certain age, I'm just telling you, reach 28 or 38, definitely not more than 35. This woman is considered or labeled as a leftover woman. 剩女, we call it in Chinese, meaning this girl basically finished. I know it sounds very sad, but that's the case. That's why you see not many Asian Chinese women stand out to show the world, look, I got this, that's a kind, exactly, self-confidence, strength,
they think it's
beauty, elegance, all the qualities that you see on a cover on a Western women,
younger,
it's not represented, it's not shown.
So they look at the
from my
virginity, they
peers.
look at the kids, that kind of look at it. Once it's a mature.
Right, yeah, they're
What I do, I don't know if you've seen any of my shows, mostly when I do my pageants, when I do my shows, it's the money comes actually from older women because they have their own businesses, their own brands, their own things to promote. So younger kids, girls, they want to get paid, right? And older women, they actually have pride, have money to promote her brand. So I see more misses winning than a miss. In that sense, did you get to see which was your favorite show on the art fashion show?
Last night, actually, there were two there were one designer from Netherlands. There's I think two designer from Philippines.
Yes.
I think the very last one I enjoyed very much. It's bold. It's kind of very interesting, creative idea to blend art and fashion together. And also there's you see at the end of the show there's the major model. She's wearing a cape, like at the back of her cape is a big cross. I mean, it's kind of very.
I can go back to your question about Asian girls, like Chinese girls. What do you think will change that? Is there like more videos, more education, like more westernized? Like what will make a fact? Let's say I shoot my Asian girl calendar. I shoot like sometimes for my fishing girl calendar. I need Asian model, and it's really difficult to convince beautiful Asian girls to model.
And why is that in your experience?
In my experience,
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit considered to be lowered if they are in swimwear, if they are like modeling. It's considered to be, if not a low life, but it's kind of cheesy and like presumptuous and kind of posing itself. Otherwise, in culture, would say the girl has to be shy, has to be appropriate, has to not to show off. And modeling is basically showing off your best strength.
Right.
So you're not being proper in that sense. And it has the connotation of dirty business and not noble. So only the girls who don't have means for a living, for money, they would be willing to model and show their body parts. And otherwise, someone who has a career like a lawyer, doctor, would say, oh, you know what? In the Western world, that's opposite. Those girls confident. They don't need others' opinion to make their measurements. But the cultures that come from collective cultures like Russia, China, the philosophy here is group decision. So if everybody in my class does it, I'm gonna do it. But if no one, like in America, it's more like individualistic culture. If I feel it's right, I'll do it. I don't need advice from my parents or my friends. But in Russian culture or Chinese culture, all those like former Soviet kind of, or in China in that case, is still Soviet culture. That's the idea of you need approval of the majority for what you do. So if the majority is saying no, look, until I get like 5-10 reviews and the referrals, I'm not doing it. I think it's and fashion is very chosen like for very specific number of people. It's you might like something and I might like something else. So it's not like for everyone. It's very exclusive. It's based on taste, and people have different tastes, different thoughts. So for the Asian Chinese culture, maybe that could be the case in my.
It requires education and. You talk about peer pressure, but peer pressure works the other way. If everybody else is doing the usual, the accepted norm, accepted by this majority of society, but suddenly if there's one person stand up, doing something extraordinary, kind of give that wow effect. I think if that person be the example, be the ambassador, be the role model, I think that effect is going to be respected.
Right, but if you have 0 views, 0 likes, and very few numbers behind you, someone coming from collective culture like Russia or Ukraine will say, if nobody likes it, I'm not gonna like it also. But in the American culture, it doesn't matter how many views the person has. It could be upcoming small designer with no one heard, and they will say, oh my God, I want to wear that, and I will take it. So they don't need approval of millions before they wear it. In Asian culture, unless it's a million people who say Versace or Gucci or whatever, it's great, they would not dare to wear something like that because they don't trust their own judgment. Its judgment comes from someone else, from the seeing others.
Right.
So I think I don't know if you got to see my show. Like you saw my glow in the dark collection, like wedding dress and stuff today. This fashion week, I've been showing my family collection, family fashion. I don't know if you saw this show.
Oh, not yet.
So my show is, like, usually you would see a show, the model walks by herself,
Okay.
or the guy would walk by himself, or let's say a child would walk with the model, so the model would hold the hand, so the child doesn't fall off the stage, right? In my collection, it's multi-generational.
Okay.
Which means I have grandparents, grandparents,
right.
parents, and children. So on the stage, I have the whole family coming out, and it's much more difficult because I need to dress the guy in a suit, the girl has to wear the gown, the grandparents are appropriate to their age, children would wear the jeans and something, but they all will have something in common. So when you do the Christmas or holiday picture, or like as a family, they have something in common. It's not like everybody wears the same T-shirt. It's not like they have different colors, they have different designs, but it's all complement each other. So it's
Got you. Oh,
you
interesting.
you can see the family together as one family. So
Okay.
you dress the family basically.
Okay.
You need to be a little bit more kind of like I have a belly.
Yeah.
So like, you have to dress like something like
That's
that.
awesome.
It's not cheap. It's quite expensive to have custom clothes for the families, but fashion is for privileged in some ways.
You're creating something new. Yeah.
So you might take a look at my new family collection.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds interesting.
Well, philanthropy, the wealthy folks, people who care for living legacy and charitable donations, things of that nature. Those people capable to afford that kind of dress. It's like rather than just one dress, we're talking about 10, 20 dresses and suits and shoes and pants. So it's the whole look together. But it's something fun to live a legacy for the next generation, like how the family look together like as a one component rather than everybody wears whatever they want.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Where can I see your show?
You can see it at the Cablevision, Time Warner, at the Verizon, YouTube. So there are plenty of places where you can see my show, and
maybe someday you should get interviewed next time for your project.
Okay.
That sounds fun. Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Thank
Hopefully,
you.
maybe you come again, and we will do something else. And it was a pleasure to see you.
Thank you for having me. I look forward to get more involved. Okay.
So let's see how much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a designer here who made that dress last night. Jasmine is modeling it.
Yes.
As you know, Jasmine is a famous model, produced mainly done by Patrick. That's his daughter, so he made it himself. And
Thank you.
with the help of his mother.
With my mother.
Your mother, wife. Yeah.
Yes, not my wife.
It's late, and we're shooting at the Chelsea Market, so forgive me for misspeaking. But let's hear from the designer. How did you make it? What's your brand? What thoughts came to this dress?
Okay, so my full name is Tyshawn Jackson. The name of my clothing line is House of Ty. Pretty much, I'm into like glamorous. So anything that glamorous, I'm so into. Like he said, I actually made this at 11:30 a.m. and about 2 a.m. I was already done with it. So yes, yeah, that's pretty much how it is. You can also find me on Instagram at house_of_Ty, and then this way.
Why do you design? Why are you a designer?
Well, it started when I was younger. My mother, since it was like 5 of us, she used to always get our things made for Easter. And as I started getting older, I started wanting everything made.
Are you making any money as a designer? How much the dress like that would
$600.
Okay, guys,
Yes.
for $800 you can buy that dress.
Yes.
Yes.
But I can definitely say, and I can vouch for it, the dress is comfortable, like the designer works with you. It makes you feel confident for all body shapes, not just for certain body shapes. All women can wear it, every race, every evening, every event, you know.
So yeah, that's pretty much just how I started. And once I started, I was just like, okay, it's time for me to learn how to make it. So I did attend school for this, which is FIT. I finished. I did take some time off for this just to understand if this is what I really wanted to do. Because at one point it was just like, it was a little struggle for me. But I said I've been really, really going in for like the past 2 years. So 2014 to now, this is what I love to do.
what inspires you? What do you think would be the next step for you in the fashion world?
Trying to get to the runway Fashion Week. Also, I don't know if you guys are a big fan,
Are
but
you getting ready for the February?
Yes, I am gonna be showing Harlem Fashion Week. I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm also gonna be doing also Project Runway, which is in April. So the casting, I'm gonna be doing
Do you
that.
like the space here? Do you like the studios?
Yes, I like it. I'm a little shy.
Would you like to shoot here?
Of course, why not? Like, definitely I see some cool spots that we can
nice.
shoot in there. So, and then even though she says she's a model and she's a rapper, but it's not for nothing, I consider her my manager because she promotes me more than I promote myself. So with that, I think she spoke
Jasmine
about
is
that.
multi-talented.
Yeah, she's.
Thank you. Okay,
And I think that's what counts. Like when you're starting, being that I'm starting in this industry, it's good to have cool
How
friends.
did you find Jasmine?
Actually, I found her on Instagram. I seen her look. I fell in love with her looks. And I Instagrammed her, I DM'd her, I sent her a message that I wanted to work with her. And for some reason, I didn't know she was going to reply back, but homegirl replied
Why did she
back.
reply back? What do you think?
I think she replied back because she seen.
What a question.
Well, I know,
From,
okay, from my perspective, I think she.
I write to a model like this, they don't respond to me. They don't know where am I, so
I think it was more just the grind. I think when she looked at it and she seen that I was starting out, but she also knew that I needed that extra push.
Yeah.
And I think when we met, we actually we met the first day. We actually had a photo shoot. She was like, "Listen, I got a photo shoot in 3 days. You ready?"
Let's go.
So
And
I
we
taught
shot
myself.
it.
Yes. So that's how I learned how to sew so quickly and get the fabric so quickly, because just in case if there's an opportunity, I want to be able for be ready for that opportunity. So yeah.
And I must put in the first day of a shooting, we did so well. We did we not only did we meet great contacts, but we got the cover of one of the biggest magazines in the UK and the USA. I can't say the name just yet, but it's over 100,000 subscribers and buyers, and we got the cover and one shoot, just me meeting her. So it was really, really
and then
good.
not for nothing, from that day we have not been away from each
We've
other.
been shooting every other day.
She'd be like, I have
like
a photo
today
shoot.
was so last minute, but we just came and ran, and
Right.
it was a
I
great
didn't even
partner.
know what I was gonna be doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really good.
Well, you come with a great reference, and hopefully we wish you success.
Yes.
And hopefully you meet the rest of the crew, and you know who to try next
And
time.
working with another designer, so
And your wedding dresses, I got a
Yes.
chance to model his wedding dresses for Elle
Thank you.
magazine.
I've seen it on
and
your
we
Instagram.
got over 14 million views in like 3 days.
14 million views.
Yeah, from Elle Facebook page, and then we
Wow.
got on Code Facebook page is 13 million views, which I sent you the link. And it's like working with great people, great things happen. So I really want to thank both of you guys for giving me the opportunity.
thank you.
Yeah,
We're like soulmates.
my soulmates right here.
September 29 is our next production day here. Hopefully you'll make a couple of garments.
Yes, I will.
Maybe,
Yes.
we will book a couple of other studios. I don't know. I think the studio, the Green Room, and the studio next to it, I think that would be something that I'd like to book.
Okay, no problem.
Maybe we can shoot there somehow.
And September 30th, as everyone is invited, I'll be hosting with Shaggy as well as Tamar from Tamar. We're going to be doing King's Theater. It's going to be a grazing show. All the politicians is coming out.
I got it.
Yes, it's going to be so fun. Everybody's invited, so I'll get everybody.
Are you hosting that?
I'm hosting with Shaggy, yeah. So it's
Okay.
gonna be so the 29th that night is gonna be Keith Sweat and Tamar Braxton, and then Saturday is gonna be the big event, Black Tie. Everybody can come. I'm inviting you guys, and it's gonna be really amazing.
Wow,
It's-
tickets are quite expensive. It's like 100.
I will get you guys in, okay? Definitely want all you guys to come. It's a great energy in here.
If the audience wants to get tickets, any particular discount?
Yes,
per
you
year
can go to
that you get,
Ticketmaster. It's gonna be on
is there a
Ticketmaster.
coupon for you that you have?
I don't. Why did you just put me on the spotlight?
I'm just saying that. Okay, so the regular price is $100. So with your coupon, it's maybe
The
120,
seats.
and we got a cut.
Okay, Ticketmaster, King's Theater, September 30th. Shaggy, Tara from Love and Hip Hop, Tamar Braxton, Keith Sweat. I'll be there hosting, as well as all the politicians, the borough president's coming out, the mayor's assistant is coming out. So many more people's coming out, so it's gonna be a really great event. Yeah, I'm like on the spot right now. Okay.
You are? No, you're always on the spot like this. Wherever you
All
go,
right,
the spot
thank you.
goes after you.
Thank you guys. Okay.
Good job.
Ladies and gentlemen, JT has an announcement. As you know, JT is a casting director, and he has things up his sleeve all the time, and new productions and new movies and new things coming out. So if anyone would like to participate in a casting or in a movie, get their IMDb credits. IMDb credits. JT could be your guy. I know there are folks who have some thoughts and considerations. My personal experience so far with JT, we met like 5-10 times so far.
No.
Maybe 9. And so far JT been a good sport and a good friend, and show up at my production at the Sky Room or Breaker, and I try to help his work. So I have nothing bad to say about that guy, but give him my credits. JT, what do you have to say?
Well, just to give you a quick rundown, my company is JT Talent Enterprises. I've been in business for over 17 years, done over 250 films, TVs, and videos, do supporting and leads. The only time I do features if I'm helping out, if I'm working on my own project. And today, which I'm happy to report, I did a movie a while back called The Networker. Steve Stanulis was our producer, one of my best friends, and John Gallagher directed it. Donna McKenna was the casting director. I was the casting associate, and today it officially hit all the major networks. So it's out on Vimeo, it's out on Hulu, it's out on Amazon, and William Forsythe's in it. We got Jeremy Luke, we got Joe D'Onofrio, we got so many great people that are in this film. But it's amazing. But today is the official release date. But as Alex said, I've been doing this for a very long time, and I just love helping people. And today, I gotta say, I gotta shake your hand. I met some amazing talent, some old friends. Not to mention, I met one girl at 150 million YouTube views, which was inspiring, considering she met somebody else that Alex brought. And it turned out that the girl that Alex brought, the other girl knew somehow, and the girl that Alex brought, it turned out that she was a big fan of the girl that I met here at YouTube, and that actually helped her with her career, which was doing modeling, which was amazing. But everybody you've brought so far has been fantastic.
Thank you.
I got myself in a music video, which is interesting.
Yes, we're shooting it now. If you see the noise, hear the noise, that's still the music production there.
Yeah, and I've literally heard so much about YouTube studios or space. I've never been here before. I mean, I've been in the building one of the first castings I ever worked on, but it's amazing. I mean, the place is gorgeous. I mean, so you could do everything from concerts here to castings, producings. I mean, everything. My God, it's amazing, and the food's amazing. I had vegan sushi.
Okay. So hopefully we'll see you next time.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to come back. And the only advice that I would give people: don't give up. People have told me 150,000 times when I started my company 17 years ago that you're not going to make it. And I have no high school diploma. I got out very, very young because I had to take care of my family. And the thing is that, I still have an education, but I missed my GED by 4 points. And I'm 17 years strong. Right now I'm doing a movie with Danny Trejo and Martin Cove, literally right now as we speak. Danny Trejo's coming in October. Joe Gawales, my director, Chris Victor, our producer, and Pete Pissarro is a co-writer. And things are going great. But just never give up on your dream. If you believe you can really gonna make something out of yourself, you will. And Alex, know this guy a long time. He helped a lot of people out. And it's awesome.